Have you ever felt that life's twists and turns are more than random chance, perhaps part of a grand, invisible design? What if every triumph, every disaster, and every choice you make was etched into the fabric of time long before you were born? Throughout history, humanity has wrestled with the timeless question of destiny versus free will. And among the figures who dared to gaze into the unknown, one name resonates above all: Nostradamus. Michel de Nostradamus, or Nostradamus, remains an enigmatic figure, revered and debated for centuries. His cryptic quatrains have sparked fascination, fear, and endless speculation. But were his prophecies mere poetry? Or did they contain glimpses of a future yet to unfold? In this journey, we'll dive deep into Nostradamus's most haunting predictions for 2025, weaving together his mysterious visions with modern insights from science, history, and philosophy. This isn't just an exploration of what he might have foreseen, it's a reflection on the choices humanity must make in an uncertain world. Prepare yourself for an odyssey through time and mystery, as we unravel Nostradamus's cryptic verses and uncover what they mean for our collective future. Part 1. Who was Nostradamus? Michel de Nostradamus, known widely as Nostradamus, stands as one of the most enigmatic figures in history. Born in 1503 in the small town of Saint-Rémy-de-Provence, France, his life was a blend of science, philosophy, and mysticism. Nostradamus's journey from a young scholar of medicine to a figure shrouded in prophetic mystery is as fascinating as the predictions he left behind. Historical contributions. Nostradamus began his career as a physician during one of Europe's darkest times, the plague. In the 16th century, the bubonic plague ravaged cities, leaving countless dead in its wake. Despite the limited medical knowledge of the era, Nostradamus dedicated himself to alleviating suffering. He employed innovative methods that were unconventional for his time, such as advocating hygiene and using rose-based lozenges to improve immunity. Plague doctor and humanitarian. Unlike many physicians who avoided direct contact with plague victims, Nostradamus immersed himself in their care. His compassion earned him the respect and gratitude of those he served. Stories recount how he traveled from village to village, risking his own life to aid the afflicted. His efforts, though not always effective by modern standards, reflected his deep commitment to humanity. The turn to prophecy. Despite his success as a healer, Nostradamus's interest in astrology and the occult began to grow. By the mid-16th century, he shifted his focus to writing. His work culminated in Les Prophecies, a collection of quatrains, four-line poetic verses that claimed to foretell the future. Reflection. Nostradamus's dual identity as a healer and visionary underscores a profound paradox. While he sought to heal the wounds of the present, his writings probed the uncertainties of the future. The enigma of prophecy. Nostradamus's quatrains are among the most debated texts in history. Written in a cryptic, metaphorical style, these verses have been both celebrated and criticized for centuries. Eerily accurate predictions. Nostradamus is credited with foreseeing significant historical events, including the rise of Napoleon. His quatrain describing a young lion who will overcome the older one has been linked to Napoleon's ascendancy. The Great Fire of London. The verse, "The blood of the just will be demanded of London," has been interpreted as foretelling the catastrophic blaze of 1666. The atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Nostradamus's description of two great rocks will strike the earth with fire is often associated with the devastation caused by nuclear warfare. Whether coincidence or genuine foresight, these events have cemented Nostradamus's reputation as a prophetic genius. The skeptic's perspective. Critics argue that Nostradamus's quatrains are intentionally vague, allowing readers to project their own interpretations onto his words. His use of metaphor and symbolic language makes it easy to retroactively link his writings to historical events, a phenomenon known as retrofitting. Philosophical question: could Nostradamus's writings be less about predicting specific events and more about reflecting humanity's collective fears and aspirations? A glimpse into his world, the story of Nostradamus. Imagine a small village in southern France. Its streets deserted as fear of the plague consumes the air. A young Nostradamus, armed with a rudimentary understanding of medicine, walks among the sick and dying. He witnesses the fragility of human life and the chaos that disease brings. In those moments, he begins to see patterns, cycles of life and death, order and chaos. His experiences lead him to question not only the physical nature of illness but the deeper, metaphysical forces at play. Could there be an unseen web connecting all events? A grand design written in the stars? Later in his life, sitting by candlelight, Nostradamus writes his quatrains. Each word carries the weight of his experiences, his doubts, and his reflections. Perhaps his verses were less about revealing a fixed future and more about guiding humanity to think critically about its path. Part 2: Nostradamus and the Present. As humanity stands at the precipice of 2025, Nostradamus's cryptic quatrains take on a renewed sense of urgency. His writings, though veiled in metaphor, seem to echo the challenges of our modern age. Let's delve into 5 of his most chilling predictions and explore their possible implications in today's world. Natural disasters and the wrath of nature. One of Nostradamus's quatrains speaks of fiery devastation and the earth trembling beneath a new city. This vivid imagery has been interpreted as foretelling catastrophic natural events, such as supervolcanic eruptions, mega-earthquakes, or extreme weather phenomena. Scientific context. Modern geology underscores the looming threat of supervolcanoes like Yellowstone in the United States. If a supervolcano were to erupt, it could eject massive amounts of ash and gases into the atmosphere, triggering a volcanic winter that would disrupt agriculture and economies worldwide. Rising sea levels and intensifying hurricanes, caused by global warming, also align with Nostradamus's warnings. Historical parallel. The eruption of Mount Tambora in 1815 caused a year without summer, leading to widespread crop failures and famine. In today's interconnected world, such an event would wreak havoc on global food supplies and economies. Reflection. Nostradamus's prophecies remind us of humanity's fragile relationship with the earth. As natural disasters grow more frequent and severe, are we prepared to mitigate their impact? His words serve as both a warning and a call to action, urging us to respect the delicate balance of nature. 2. Shifting political powers. Nostradamus wrote, "The great empire will fall, replaced by another." This prediction has often been linked to the cyclical rise and fall of global powers. In the current geopolitical climate, it may hint at the shifting balance of influence between Western nations and the rising powers of the East. Modern parallel. China's Belt and Road Initiative is reshaping economic and political alliances across the globe. By investing in infrastructure projects in developing countries, China is positioning itself as a dominant global force. Meanwhile, political tensions and internal divisions in Western nations raise questions about the durability of their influence. Historical insight. The Cold War era saw rapid shifts in alliances, with nations frequently switching sides to align with the dominant superpower of the moment. Nostradamus's quatrains echo these historical patterns, suggesting a world where ambition and betrayal destabilize global unity. Reflection. The rise and fall of empires are a recurring theme in history. Nostradamus's words urge caution in a time of rising ambitions and competing interests. Will humanity learn from past mistakes? Or are we doomed to repeat them? 3. The rise of artificial intelligence. The lone brain sees it by his disciples. Nostradamus cryptically described. This phrase has been interpreted as a prescient nod to artificial intelligence, AI, which is rapidly transforming industries and society. Advancements in AI. AI now powers self-driving cars, automates medical diagnostics, and even creates art. Its potential to revolutionize industries is immense. However, it also brings significant ethical concerns. Job displacement, algorithmic biases, and the development of autonomous weaponry raise pressing questions about how AI should be regulated and utilized. Philosophical insight. Could Nostradamus's immortal eyes symbolize humanity's over-reliance on machines? While AI offers unprecedented opportunities, it also poses existential risks. If left unchecked, will we create systems that prioritize efficiency over human values? Reflection. As we build machines that surpass human intelligence, are we sowing the seeds of our obsolescence? Nostradamus's quatrain challenges us to wield this power responsibly, ensuring that technology serves humanity rather than the other way around. Environmental catastrophes. The dry earth will grow drier still, Nostradamus warned. His descriptions of droughts, famine, and rivers running dry resonate with today's escalating climate crisis. Modern examples. The 2022 Pakistan floods displaced millions and caused billions of dollars in damage, highlighting the devastating impact of extreme weather events. Water scarcity in regions like the Middle East and Sub-Saharan Africa has already sparked conflicts and mass migrations. The interconnected crisis. Climate change is not just an environmental issue, it is deeply intertwined with social and economic stability. Crop failures, resource scarcity, and displacement of populations could lead to widespread humanitarian crises. Reflection. Nostradamus's words compel us to act with urgency. Addressing environmental challenges requires global cooperation and immediate action. If humanity fails to heed these warnings, the consequences could be catastrophic. The threat of global conflict. The Third Great War will begin when the big city is burning, Nostradamus wrote, evoking a chilling vision of widespread chaos and destruction. In today's geopolitical climate, this prediction feels uncomfortably plausible. Modern context. The conflict between Russia and Ukraine has already drawn in numerous nations, raising fears of escalation into a broader war. Taiwan's geopolitical significance puts it at the center of tensions between China and the West. A military confrontation in this region could have global repercussions. Historical insight. History has shown that unresolved tensions often lead to war. The First and Second World Wars were preceded by periods of political instability and alliances fracturing under pressure. Reflection. Nostradamus's grim vision serves as a stark reminder of the human cost of war. In a world where technology amplifies the destructive potential of conflict, diplomacy must be prioritized over division. The future depends on our ability to resolve disputes peacefully. The central message. Nostradamus's prophecies are not merely predictions, they are mirrors reflecting humanity's strengths and flaws. His words challenge us to confront the crises of our time with wisdom and courage. Whether it's navigating the rise of AI, addressing climate change, or preventing global conflict, the choices we make today will shape the future of our world. Part 3. Stories of Hope and Redemption. In the shadow of Nostradamus's dire predictions, it's essential to remember that history is also filled with stories of resilience. transformation, and triumph. These tales remind us that even in the face of immense challenges, humanity has the capacity to choose a path of redemption and hope. Let's explore two compelling examples that illuminate the enduring power of change and collective effort. 1. The tale of Ashoka, from conqueror to peacemaker. Ashoka the Great, an emperor of ancient India, offers a profound lesson in the power of transformation. His reign, which began in bloodshed, eventually became a symbol of peace and compassion. The ruthless conqueror. In the early years of his rule, Ashoka waged brutal wars to expand his empire. The Kalinga War was particularly devastating, with accounts of over 100,000 deaths and countless more displaced. Ashoka's ambition knew no bounds, and his pursuit of power left a trail of destruction. The turning point. After witnessing the carnage of the Kalinga War, Ashoka experienced a profound spiritual awakening. Overwhelmed by guilt and sorrow, he renounced violence and embraced Buddhism. This marked a radical shift in his leadership style. The champion of peace, Ashoka dedicated the remainder of his reign to promoting nonviolence, religious tolerance, and the welfare of his people. He constructed hospitals, planted trees along trade routes, and inscribed messages of compassion and morality on stone pillars throughout his empire. Reflection. Ashoka's transformation underscores the potential for change even in the darkest moments. His story mirrors the choice humanity faces today. Will we continue down a path of destruction, or will we choose harmony and compassion? A modern triumph, the ozone layer recovery. The story of the global effort to combat ozone layer depletion in the 1980s demonstrates the power of collective action and science-driven solutions. The crisis. By the late 20th century, scientists had discovered a massive hole in the ozone layer over Antarctica. This protective shield, which absorbs harmful ultraviolet radiation, was being eroded by human-made chemicals, particularly chlorofluorocarbons, CFCs, used in aerosols and refrigerants. The consequences included increased risks of skin cancer, cataracts, and ecological damage. The global response. The crisis prompted swift international action. In 1987, the Montreal Protocol was signed, committing countries to phase out the production and use of CFCs. It became one of the most successful environmental agreements in history. The outcome. Over the decades, the ozone layer began to heal, with scientists predicting near-complete recovery by the mid-21st century. This achievement demonstrated that when nations unite behind a common goal, transformative results are possible. Reflection. The recovery of the ozone layer is a testament to humanity's ability to confront and solve global challenges. It highlights the importance of science, cooperation, and political will in addressing crises. The lesson: hope beyond prophecy. Nostradamus' prophecies may seem dire, but they serve as a reminder that the future is not predetermined. The stories of Ashoka and the ozone layer recovery reveal that humanity has the capacity to overcome even the most daunting challenges. Ashoka teaches us the power of personal transformation and the ripple effects of choosing compassion over conflict. The ozone recovery underscores the importance of collective effort and our ability to reverse the damage we've caused. Conclusion. While Nostradamus' quatrains highlight the risks of inaction and poor choices, they also inspire reflection on the potential for redemption. The future is not set in stone, it is shaped by the decisions we make today. Through resilience, unity, and compassion, humanity can rise above even the most ominous predictions and create a brighter, more harmonious world. As our journey through Nostradamus' visions comes to a close, one profound truth emerges: prophecy is not destiny. His quatrains, though haunting, are not unchangeable mandates, they are reflections of possibilities, shaped by the paths we choose. The challenges ahead are undeniable, but within every challenge lies an opportunity to rewrite our story. Will we allow fear to dictate our future? Or will we rise with hope, wisdom, and unity? Nostradamus's words are more than warnings, they are mirrors, urging us to confront our priorities and take ownership of the world we are building. Final reflection: let Nostradamus's predictions inspire us, not to dread the future, but to shape it with courage and compassion. The greatest prophecy isn't written in the stars, it's the one we create with our decisions. Together, we hold the pen to write a brighter, more harmonious tomorrow.